We are back with another training video. It has been quite some time. I really fell off my wagon with the training there a while back. Now I'm in a really good rhythm with everything. Excuse me if I sound like I'm literally dying. My allergies the past couple of days has been wrecking me. I even have in the gym with me, if you can't see it, some vapor rub stick. Actually, I'm gonna use some of this right now, so I can't breathe for shit. But give you a little update on my training split and what I'm doing training wise right now. So I got with a new coach, as I think I mentioned in a previous video, and everything with him, Tom. He's such an amazing coach, such a genius, very smart, knows what he's doing, and is very easy to communicate with. So this has been going really good. I haven't enjoyed training, dieting, working on my business, life this much in a very long time. And I give a lot of thanks to him for, making my process a lot smoother, better, more well thought out, whatever. But my training split right now is an 8-day push-pull legs variation, you could say. So it's day one. Actually, I'll just throw it up on the screen. I can't remember the days, like verbatim. I can't remember them to the exact, but it's a push-pull leg variation with specific body parts being more specialized. Like for me, because my back is one of my weak points, so I have like 2 separate back days, which is one of those days I'll be hitting today actually. And it's like the most fun I've had in a program like ever, like having 8 separate workouts. So there's a bunch of variety and stuff like that instead of just doing the same shit over and over and over on repeat. It's really nice. But today we're gonna be doing my back and hams day, which is probably my favorite day of my whole split. I've even got a whole arm day on this split, which I've never had it with a bodybuilding coach or with a coach, which has been like, just fucking a year and a half, 2 years. But I've never had like a dedicated arm day. The only time I've had a dedicated arm day was when I like first started working out. So it's been nice having like, that'll be tomorrow, just come in here and blast arms and delts. So it's pretty fun. But today's session, I will talk through right quick and put it on the screen as well as I talk. But it's gonna be a neutral grip pull down into a chest supported T-bar row, into single leg lying hamstring curls, into heavy barbell RDLs, which he programmed dumbbell RDLs, but our dumbbells only go up to 130s, and I can't land in a 6 to 8 rep range with 130s, so switch to barbell on that. And then from RDLs, I go to a pin lay row. I think from RDLs, I go to a seated ham curl, right? And then seated ham curl to a pin lay and dead stock pin lay row, which I've never done that in my life. And when he programmed that, I was like, the fuck is that? But it's more of like one of those sledgehammer movements, as Joseph Percher and all of his like podcast crew would call it, because you have like your lat pull down, your single arm lat cable movements for back. That's more like a chisel movement, I think it's called, or like a sculptor movement. I can't remember the fucking terminology, but you have to be more deliberate with how you're doing it, a little more attention to detail kind of movement. And then with the pin lay row, with the barbell row that I have on my other back day, it's more of like a grip that shit and go kind of thing. Obviously don't be a retard, but like be a little more sloppy with it. But anyways, back to the split or the workout session. It'll go from RDL to seated curl to pin lay row into some quad work, which will be, it's supposed to be dumbbell split squats, but I have been having this issue with my foot that whenever I put my foot back on the bench, it feels like my foot is like about to break, so I haven't been able to do those. So I've been switching that out for a single leg press, which has been awesome, which has felt really good. And then I'll end with some leg extensions. It's a really good session. It's really fun. Like I like having that combination of like lighter that's how every session should be built out, but having like the isolation stuff and then having the heavy RDL and the heavy T-bar row, kind of like move some fucking weight movements. I like those too, so it's like the best of both worlds. But I'm not gonna talk too much during the workout. Actually, I lied. I think there are some like good cues I'm gonna go with you guys that Tom has been teaching me that have like completely changed how I think about back training, specifically pull downs. I don't know about you, probably, I think this happens to like every gym bro like I've ever talked to in the world, but like, especially like beginners, feeling pull downs is like one of the hardest things for people to get a grip on. And for the past 2 years, like I was never really instructed on like how to do them more like for lats correctly. It was always just, okay, you need to be adding more weight. Okay, this could have been a harder set, and never like teaching me like biomechanically how to move it to hit my lats. And a cue that I'll teach you guys, or I'll go over with you guys that I'm working on, has completely transformed my pull downs. And it's like I can actually fucking, like my lat got sore after my last workout I did. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Like that's never happened to me before. But I'm gonna shut up. Y'all are probably already tired of hearing my nasally ass voice. But I'm gonna get warmed up and then get into the session. So what a lot of guys will do with their pull downs. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen 1,000 different variations of people doing pull downs in the gym that look absolutely crazy. But what Tom's taught me, and I've actually started filling my lats on, is when you get in the pull down, sit farther back in the seat than you normally would. You don't want to overextend and stretch. You may think that, oh, I'm getting more stretch on the lat here, which is what I thought for a long time, that's not true. You're just taking tension off the lat and putting it more into like other parts like upper trap, upper back, or whatever. So whenever you sit back like this and you sit back, I don't go like past like here. This is about as far as I go up. And then you don't want to like watch my elbows. You want to row down and don't let your elbows go past your torso. That will keep the tension on the lats, because once the elbows go past the torso, the tension on the lat disappears. So like just stay right here and pull down, up, pull down. You know, a lot of videos will teach you like try and pull you would think pulling the bar all the way down to your chin will be better, your chest, but that is, whenever you do that, you're driving your elbow past the torso and then there's no tension on the lat. So this is like completely changed my pull downs. I feel my lats so much more. So y'all can give that out a try as well. But we'll run 3 sets here, 10 to 15 reps, and then move on to our next movement. Plus 2 reps. Good day. Something I advise all of you guys to do. If you listen to this is gonna be really like random. If you listen to really hardcore music when you're training, I love that. I love the Linkin Park, the Limp Bizkit, the Korn, all that shit. But in between your sets, I beg you to just start pausing your music and just breathing and calming the fuck down before you do a set. I promise you, you will have like 10 times more focus, and the music will like hit harder because you're pausing it and then you're starting it back up, so it feels like more hype. I don't know. And you're not like in here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just redlining the whole time. I don't know. It's helped my sets. It's helped me focus more. So maybe it'll help you. So. What is up?
So just wanted to take one quick second away from the video and bring about a few things to your attention. 80% of you guys that are watching the videos are not subscribed. So if you can do one thing, one little favor for Mad Dog for me, if you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean more to me than you guys understand. Next thing I wanted to bring up are my sponsors. So this channel is not sponsored by YouTube or anything, so I do not make money from any of these videos. And one other way that you guys can support me is by using my code with Nutrex Research Supplements and with Biomyst Peptide company. Nutrex, I've used their protein for about 2 years now. Get this big, humongous, mumbo jumbo tumbo tub of protein. It'll last you a long time. They have such good flavors. I've used it in my pre-workout meal for like I said, 2 years now. They got good EAA products. They got some more new stuff coming out as well. So if you guys would like to support the channel, support me on my journey in whatever that is, use code MADX on Nutrex Supplements. That will get you 15% off, and use code MADDOX, my name, MADDOX, on Biomyst Labs, Peptides, and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to support me, support the channel, support my journey, and all that kind of stuff, use my codes on these companies. But with all that being said, let's get back to the video.
Also got a new way that I'm approaching my TY rows now. Before, I would always have my feet on the platform, and he made the adjustment for me to not use that. He said I can get a lot more force output, a lot more stability if I have my feet flat. So what I've been doing is like feet flat, and I kind of tuck the back of my shoes below the foot pad, and it kind of keeps me locked in. And he also made the note to me last week to bend my knees a little bit so I can get my full chest on the pad and have more brace like that, because whenever I stand up, like half my chest can kind of come off the pad. So I'm gonna try that as well. Damn, this was a lot better. Damn. As far as keeping chest glued to the pad in my upper back, but bending the knees a little bit. A little piece of advice I can give all you guys is I always like doing a good like accumulation rep for any heavy top set on a compound. So this would be like my top set weight. Just grip it, get one rep, and just get your body like acclimated to it. And whenever you pick it up for the first time, it won't feel near as heavy. Because like if I went from 3 plates to 4 plates, that first initial rep, my body would still be like, oh fuck, now we're here. When you do that first rep, you kind of accumulate yourself to it. Take a step back, catch your breath, or you know whatever, wait like 45 seconds or whatever. Then get into your top set. It kind of gets you ready for the set. So. That's a lot different. Wow. Dude, just those 2 simple execution and cues changes. I've never felt this part, the part of my back that I have literally fucking none of. I've never felt that part of my back more like worked or pumped than from those 2 cue movements and changes. Big time. I've got a nasty hole in my sock. This is so fucked. So another thing that he added that I've never really done before is single-legged lion ham curls. And these, first time I hit these within the new split, my hams the next day had never been so sore in my life. So a few things that I've been working on that you guys can think about as well is he made the point to me that he was like, your bracing on your seated aligned ham curls does not need to be comfortable. You don't need to be just laying there and just doing the movement and having all this upper body movement and torque and shit like that. You need to be using the muscle to move the weight. Don't use momentum, use muscle. And that's a really good point. So some things that he cued me to work on and told me to work on, that I've been working on, is crunching like I'm doing like a fucking, like I'm planking as hard as I can, and then like pulling my lats into the machine as hard as I can. And whenever I've done that, you'll see I've seen a lot less like lower back and glute movement and just strictly hamstring moving the weight. So few key points that I think about while I'm doing these reps, like I just said, is pulling your lats, like if you've ever done like a back relax, like you're like this, pulling your lats into the machine, crunching as hard as you can, and then just rep and control it the whole time. It's full stretch, good squeeze. Ooh. And these have felt killer, like really, really killer. I noticed myself from the last session is a couple of those first reps, I will admit there was like a little bit of a double bounce at the top of the rep, and what that would indicate is that you're using too much momentum to get the weight up. Because like whenever it double bounces, it's like the weight's coming off of your heel when that weight should be on your heel the whole time. Like you shouldn't be losing that at the top of the rep. If you do that, that means you're kind of just like slingshotting the weight up and not really using the intended muscle. So that's kind of something I remembered like mid-set. I was like, oh fuck, I'm kind of double bouncing. And then right when I was cognizant of it, every rep after that felt good. So remember that too. If you rewatch your session and you get to like the top of a leg extension or a seated ham curl or a lying ham curl and you're like bouncing at the top, that means you're just like throwing the weight up, or you're just curling the weight. You're just using momentum to get the weight up basically. So just be aware of that. All right, I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on something. So I hit up a client, or an ex-client of mine, that put off his coaching for a little bit because of some circumstances. I hit him up, asked him about everything, said he didn't have time, yada, 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 the basic excuses. And I was like, well, brother, if now isn't the time, 6 months from now, you'll say the same shit. And then you'll look back in December and you're gonna realize you're stuck in the same spot. I just don't want that for you. And he never responded to me. Did I hurt his feelings? Did I go too far? Yes or no? I'm what y'all's take on that. Just curious. But moving on to RDLs, bro. These allergies are kicking my butt right now. But moving on to RDLs, these have felt really good the last 2 weeks. And a new cue that Tom taught me that he got from Dr. Marv that was on his podcast was, he didn't get this cue, but he told me this cue, and a few other things that he got from that podcast was keeping your chin tucked. And a cue that he told me to work on is try to think about whenever I RDL to try and look between my legs when I'm upside down. And I just did it, and it made it seem lighter. I don't know, I mean, it was just 135, but it made it seem easier. So I'll be working up here, 2 heavy sets here, and then we are gonna move on to our next movemento. Not like, you need to have a certain degree of just getting after it and busting your balls within your training, but not so ballistically that you don't that you're not cognizant of what the fuck is going on with the muscle you're trying to hit. I feel like you're all gonna go through that if you're just starting out. Like, you're gonna go through your phase of like just burying yourself, and I do think you probably could benefit from that and not even thinking about what you're doing. But just from even just the past couple weeks of like revamping my training, like, still you need to have that like fucked up side in you to where you can go to that place and take it there. But you need to be like, if the goal is bodybuilding, at least be cognizant of what is going on with the muscle you're trying to hit. So like here, like before, you know, and you know, whatever, like before I would just get this weight and be like, bend over, stand up, don't even think about what muscle you're trying to use, just fucking move the weight. And you know, there's a time and place for that, you know, I guess. But like here, like what I'm thinking about is like not locking out. Like, I don't want to like bend over and just stand up and then lock my knees out and have no tension in my hamstrings. Like, what I'm trying to do here is like bend over, not touch the ground, keep the tension in my hamstrings and not lock out the whole time, so I have tension on the target muscles the whole time. So it's just something you could think about within your training, is like, yes, work your nuts off, you know, take it there, you know, like work to failure, but don't work to failure. Like, don't get to failure and not have felt your muscle at least fucking once. You know what I mean? So I'll do one little get used to the weight rep and then go from there. Damn, that shit just fucking went with that set. Whatever, fuck. Videoing your lifts and going over cues for you to nail in your training. So whenever you're in the set, you're not having to like think about it. It's just like ingrained in your head. So like the whole not locking out thing and the trying to look in between my legs, like I've repped that in my head like fucking all day today at work and other cues and stuff like that. So when I get here, I can just get into the set and fucking bury my head into it and go. And I'm not having to think, and that just kind of comes with time and like training experience. I'm not saying I'm experienced by any stretch, but just if there's cues that you have with the lift that you're trying to get better at, go over them whenever you record your training, if you do, and like drill them in your head, so whenever you get into the set, you're not having to think about it. It's just second nature, and then all you have to worry about is not giving up like a pussy and taking it there, you know. If you're trying to worry about every little cue while you're doing it, obviously you're going to have to do that to some extent, but if you're trying to worry about that the whole time, you're just not going to be able to take it there. I'm out of EAAs, and this is just Gatorade powder, and I put so much water in there. This Gatorade tastes like absolute dick. So bad. But if y'all do want a stupid good combo, holy shit, I'm winded. Allergies are fucking me up, so. If y'all want a really good combo, Nutrex's grape EAAs with 20 to 50, depending on what phase you're in, grams of carbs from Gatorade powder. Mix that bitch and 2 packs of salt, 10 grams of creatine, about a liter to half a liter of water, just depends on how much you got in there. That shit's fire. I don't see a lot of grape and orange combo flavors on the market. I may have just created a fucking trend, who knows? Maybe like Fanta can make that, or Fanta and Welch can combo on that or some shit. I don't know, tag them below or some shit. Where's my pen at? What the freak go? Oh, I'm fucking sitting on it. So just like with the lion hand curls that I was talking about earlier, if you get to, I didn't really make like an example earlier, I just kind of talked about it. But if you get to the bottom of your rep every time and you're doing this like double bounce thing that a lot of guys do, because like I said, that's just an indicator that you're using momentum to get the weight back. If you get to the bottom of your rep and it's like, you do this double bounce thing to where you get it down, but then you like double bounce like that, like, that's a little too hard, but you get the picture. If you get to the bottom, you're like double bouncing, that's just a sign that you're using momentum, body torque, etc. to get the weight back, and not just the weight, the hamstring. If you were using just the hamstring, it would be controlled. Like a good cue that I got from Justin that I talked about here before is you should be controlling the weight to where at any point, if someone were to snap their finger, you could stop on a dime. If someone were to snap their finger and you stop and you double bounce and you like jerk or whatever, that means you weren't using the muscle correctly. You weren't having the right tempo, whatever. If you're really using just the hamstring, it would look something like this. So like if someone were to like snap their finger, I could just stop, you know what I mean? So run 3 sets here and then move on to a little more back stuff. That you guys need to focus on with hamstring curls too, that I've been a bad person about, but I'm getting better at, is not letting your lower back and ass come way up off the seat. Doing that is just another indicator that you're not really using the muscle and you're using body torque to get the weight back. So just to be thinking the whole time in your head, you're locked in, lower back and butt, or lower back's glued to the back pad and your ass is glued to the seat. The only thing that's going to be moving is your knee joints, is your feet coming back and that. Coming back, boom, boom, boom. Nothing else is moving. For as long as I've trained, which, to be honest, hasn't been that long. You know, I've just been working out for 4 or 5 years or whatever. But I've always kept track of my numbers in some form or fashion. And I feel like that's always been such a better way of going about things than just willy-nilly and shit. I know everyone has their preferences or whatever, and some people think that like they feel trapped to their logbook, but I just feel like every time I get away from the logbook, I can let myself get like distracted or whatever, and just having something to look back on each week. Obviously I could come in here and remember the numbers or whatever, but it's just good to like have like notes. So like one of these days in here, I put when I first started my program back up, and I was getting a lot of new cues from Tom. Like what I would do is on every, I don't know if you can read that or see that, but on every lift. The cue he would give me, I would come in here, I'd write my session down, you know, flies, press, lateral, whatever. And then I would put above it the cue he would tell me to work on. And so every time I go to write my number, I read that cue again. You know, like I was saying earlier, rep that shit in your head so where when you get into the lift, you're not having to think about it. It's just second nature. And all you got to worry about is just fucking killing your set. So I've always been a fan of a logbook, not just so you're just not on your phone like a retard the whole time, but so you can just be cognizant of what's going on in your session. You can keep track of what you're doing like more accurately. And it's really cool. Like I have like a drawer full of just logbooks with numbers and random notes and whatever. And that's just going to be cool as fuck one day to look back on whenever I achieve whatever I can achieve in bodybuilding or what have you. I can look back and show my grandkids or my kids, if I have kids or whatever, that, you know, some of my like relics or whatever they call them. But see, like I know if some of y'all out there feel trapped to your logbook or whatever, I'm telling you, it's one of the, for me, it's one of the best fucking feelings during the day when I can look back, seated ham curl, 170, oh, fuck, I sweat my eye, for 14 and a half reps. Oh my God, I can't see shit. Sorry. Okay, anyways, 170 for 14.5, 170 for 12, 160 for 12. Last session, 170 for 11.5, 160 for 11, 140 for 10. Seeing that progression every day is something, or every week, if you're not being a bitch and your diet's on point and you're, you know, not being a pussy, whatever. Seeing those little wins is what makes this shit so enjoyable. I don't think that people get that in any, like, this could be any venture you're going into in life. You have to find the small wins within your process that you can count on to see every day to make something last for a long time and get enjoyment out of it every day you wake up. If the only time that you're gonna win at your hobby or goal or your dream thing, whatever it is, being a musician, being a pianist, being an archery thing, being a golfer, being a bodybuilder, whatever, if the only time that you feel victory is when you get on stage and try and win and then you lose because mini Ronnie Coleman decided to jump in at the last minute, and you don't find the small wins every day within your process, you are not gonna last in anything that you do. I don't care what it is. So like for bodybuilding, it could be getting up at the right time, fasted cardio, morning supplements, taking your blood pressure, taking your blood glucose, checking in with your coach, video on your film, logging your lifts, making sure your lifts are done correctly, hitting your numbers, not missing meals, doing your vacuums, getting your post-meal walk in, working on your sleep schedule, winding down before you go to sleep, working on proper breathing mechanics. Every single thing that I just listed could be something that you deem as a win within a bodybuilding process, and you can apply that to anything that you have, that you're passionate about, that you do every single day. And that's the really cool thing about bodybuilding, is that it's a 24/7 thing that you can draw upon wins the whole day. Now, I'm not saying that every little thing that you do needs to be labeled as a win. Like, I woke up today, that's a bad example. That is something that's a win. I brushed my teeth today, that's a win. I do think that shit like that can be kind of frou-frou and annoying, but like, when it comes to a passion of yours, if you want that passion to last a lifetime or for a long time, and you're in it for the right reasons, the end goal, the end winning or whatever, doesn't matter, because you win every fucking day that you get to live, because you've found all these small wins within what you do. You know what I mean? So just whatever it is that you're doing, that you're passionate about, find those little wins to draw upon, to draw yourself to, because then when you can accumulate little wins, bit by bit by bit, you're just stacking bricks until you have the Great Wall of China of accomplishments in whatever it is that you're doing. And all that starts with this shit right here. So now we're transitioning into these pin lay rows, these dead stop pin lay rows, which have been pretty cool. They're more like I feel like I'm back in fucking high school football doing these. You'll like get down and you'll like try and like snap your wrist, kind of like you bend your pinkies towards you with each rep, and then boom, like that. I don't know, I watched a video that Tom sent me on it. It's just something I'm getting better at, but it's just another cool little grip and rip style lift that we've been adding in. I should have put a clip on that. Whoops. With all my leg presses, that this is gonna be kind of like embarrassing, but like for the past 2 years when I've trained legs, I've trained like really fucking hard. Like y'all seen me have some leg days that look pretty intense, but I never like got like really sore. And as weird as that sounds, like even the time span when I did 4 leg days a fucking week, which probably wasn't a good idea whatsoever in looking back, but I've never been so sore after some leg days after implementing not locking out on any squatting or leg press pattern. It has been a fucking game changer. So with every set, like what Tom said, that was a really good point. He was like, make failure happen quicker by not pausing at the top of every rep. And kind of like the analogy I used earlier, it's like every time that you walk out, that's time being taken, that's time and tension being taken off of your target muscle. So in theory, if you just didn't lock out and kept tension on that muscle the whole time, that would equal more time under tension, which is better for growing muscles. But these have been really good. So we'll run 3 pump style sets here. So what that is I'll do both legs, I'll look at my watch, I'll count 40 seconds out, do more, count 40, do more. Session with extensions, more pump sets. I'm not even gonna track these. I'm just gonna do a weight, find a weight that I can get 15 to 20 good reps on. And I would just sit here and knock them out.
Yes, that was crazy. Whoa. Get the shit out of the
Hot diggity damn. I look fucking chopped. Okay, so, whoops. So I know I said I'd end the workout with that DC stretch on the hack squat, but dog, I feel like I'm about to drop, so I'm going home. So that was a really good session. Even though I'm sick, I progressed on all my lifts. So, except for the T-bar, because I changed my form a fuck ton. So, really good session overall. Everything right now with my bodybuilding and my whole business process, bodybuilding process, and just life is going really good right now. Yeah, I usually would end with some kind of like life talk, but I've done enough of those the past couple weeks on here. So I'm just going to leave that philosophical stuff for another time. Oh, holy shit, I know who that is now. That dude walking, that's my client's brother. That's why they look so much alike. Jesus Christ, they're twins. Anyways, but yeah, if y'all want to see more of the training stuff, let me know. I think I mentioned this to my friend Seth a few days ago. Whenever I end my cut, whenever that is, I don't know. I don't really know what Tom's plan is with the thing, with the cut, with this fat loss phase, but I assume that we're going to try and get down to not contest lean, but a very lean state so I can rebound out of this into another growth phase. So this will probably be like a pretty extended cut. I don't know how long, but whenever I do get down to that body weight or what that body composition and I start pushing back up again, I'm thinking about doing some kind of series, kind of like the super heavyweight with Justin Harris and Steve Kuklu, doing like a series like that on here. I may even try and like edit some of the coloring of the clips and shit to look like old school, maybe or maybe not. But if y'all haven't seen that before, look it up on YouTube. It's a really cool little DVD series thingy they did a long time ago in like, I don't know, 2007, 6. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna get home and take a fucking shower and lay down and eat and hopefully get revived by something, I don't know. But I love you guys. If you're still watching, God bless you. I love you so, so much. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you in the next video.